Good morning, my lovely nines. Right, buddies, so you've done it. You've finished the entire unit on trigonometry, even the really hard pirate thing. You've shown that you're absolutely boss at triangles and Pythag and trig and areas and all sorts. So that's really good news. That's really brilliant. So yeah, good work, buddies. And that means we're ready to move on to our brand new unit, which is called Simultaneous Equations. Okay, so put your title of Simultaneous Equations, my buddies. Cool beans? Okay, now there is going to be a bit of drawing today, so if you've got squared paper like your book, that would be way better, but if you haven't got square paper, you're going to have to do it by eye, which is a bit rubbish, but not too bad though. So yeah, here we go, my buddies. We're going to do simultaneous equations for the first time ever. So here's what we're going to look at, my folks. A simultaneous equation just means that you're going to do two equations at one time. Now, we're going to learn more about it a bit later on, but today we're going to do it just by drawing. So we're going to do graphic simultaneous equations today. And all it means is that you've got two separate equations. You're going to draw each one. That's all a simultaneous equation is. You'll have to excuse me as well if I say simultaneous equation, because that is my accent, but I know you guys say simultaneous, so here we go. Let's do it, my buddies. To start with, what I want us to do is just to draw these two equations onto one graph, okay? So we have y equals 2x plus 1, and also y equals minus 2x plus 5, and I want them onto one graph. Here's what you should do to start with, and you should pause the video until you do have it done, but all you need to do is just take your ruler and just go whoosh, whoosh, and just make yourself a bit of a grid. It doesn't really matter how big the grid is. Make it so you can maybe fit 2 of them per page, but you don't need to be counting squares, and you certainly don't need to be labeling it. So don't be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and minus 1. Yeah, all that rubbish. Don't bother labeling it. Have it just like how I have it here. Just literally, it should take as long as this. You should go whoosh, whoosh, and that's it, just using your ruler. Cool beans? So you got it ready yet? Okay, good. So now that you've got it ready, here's what we're going to do. To start with, I'd like to just graph the two of these, and I'm not sure how much you'll remember about it, so I'm going to do a little quick reteach for you here. Do you guys remember how to draw lines? Can you remember from year 8, and from this year actually, how to draw lines? Well, yeah, how they work is they all follow this format. They all are in the form y equals mx plus c, where the m part, my buddies, is what's called the gradient. Okay, gradient. And the c part, do you remember what the c part's called? That's it, y-intercept, you got it. Y-intercept. Which means, folks, that when you draw these guys, whatever number's on the end, whatever number is without the x, so see m is with the x, whatever number is without the x is where you start. So in our first question, which I'll do in blue to match up with the color of it, it's 2x plus 1. That means the gradient is 2, and the y-intercept is plus 1. See that? You just match it up with the style of the equation. So let's do it in blue. It starts at plus 1, and it's a y-intercept, which means you go here, and you go up one spot, and you put your first point there. Happy days? Get how that worked? So we started it at 1. And here's what you're going to do, my folks. Because the gradient is 2, remember how that works, okay? There's another thing you need to know about gradients. I'm going to write it down. Gradients, the m, is also equal to what's called rise over run. Now, that's going to be important in a minute, but for now it's still an easy one. You always step over, when it's a whole number like this, see how it's a 2? You always step over by one space, always right, you go over by 1, and you go up by 2. And that's your second dot. The reason for that is the gradient is rise over run, and so 2 is secretly 2 over 1 as a fraction, which means you step over 1 time and you step up 2 times. So there's your first dot, go again, over 1 up 2, go again, over 1 up 2, and that should be enough. You've got like the idea of it now. It's going to be tricky for me to draw lines in here, but I have to do it accurately, at least for the first one. And here you go. You should have ended up with something like that. It's not too bad, actually. Yeah. So you should have ended up with something like that. And there you go, my buddies. That is exactly what we are after. Oops. That's exactly what we're after. We've drawn the green line. The blue line. So here's what I'm going to have you guys do. Can you please pause the video right now and do the green line all by yourself? So you ready? go. Oh, and on the same graph, okay? Don't use the other graph. It's going on the same graph as this because we're doing these ones simultaneously. Cool? So pause, go. Okay, and you're back. So I hope that you spotted to begin with that the y-intercept was +5, but the gradient was -2. Now, I hope you remember that -2 means it's going to be going down rather than up as well. So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's your first dot, and it goes over 1, down 2, over 1, down 2, over 1, down 2, and so on and so on. If you want to go this way, it's over 1 and up 2 to keep the pattern going. Works opposite for the negative numbers, and there you have it. Cool? So your lines, buddies, should have looked just like, where is it? Insert line. Where's line? Oh, no. Oh, shapes. Yeah, there it is. Shapes, line, and here we go. Shabang. Shape outline. Green. Shape outline. Thick. Oh, yeah. Okay, so there you go. And that's what you have, okay? And that's no problem at all. You've done this before, and you were already good at drawing these things. The one extra step is actually when you're doing a simultaneous equation, which is what we're doing now, it's secretly asking you, where do these things equal each other? So it's actually asking you, where do they meet? And now that you've drawn them, you can tell. You can tell that they meet there. Can you see that? That's where they meet. The green line hits the blue one there. So what's the point of this then? What is it as a point, folks? Well, yeah, it's 1, 3, because it's 1 along and 3 up, because it goes x then y, right? Well, bish bash bosh, that's literally the new skill that I'm teaching you today, and it was just an old skill except for labeling a point. Now, just for good measure, you do have to sometimes give your answers in terms of x and y. So here we go in terms of x and y. Instead of writing 1, 3, you'll actually write this as well. You'll write x equals 1, comma, y equals 3. And that's actually the final answer, because right now we're dealing with graphs, but sometimes simultaneous equations won't necessarily represent a graph. Cool. I'm going to do B with you just to start with, then I'm going to let you guys get ahead of me, okay? So I'll just go in silence while you work with me. Okay. For part B, we've got a 1/2 gradient. That's the only thing that's making it harder. So are you ready? It's 1/2 x minus 2. So if you want, pause and get it drawn. Oh, new graph now. So that's this graph all the way done. So new graph, get it going. Should take 30 seconds. So you got it done? Good. Okay, folks, and here's what we're going to do. Starts at -2, okay? So, oh yeah, so I'll let you get ahead. So get ahead, get those both drawn on. Okay, and let's check. Starts at -2. Now, the gradient here is 1/2. Now you remember that gradients are rise over run, which means if you were to write the 1/2 here instead, it would mean that the run is 2 and the rise is 1. That means that from our spot, we run along by 2, so it's 2 across, 1, 2, and 1 up, and 1 up. So there you go. Then you go again, 2 across, 1 up. Then you go again, 2 across and 1 up. Then you go 2 across and 1 up. To go this way, it'd be 2 across and 1 down, because it's negative numbers. Always to the right, okay, my buddies? Cool. When that's all done, all you do is you whack your line on it, Control-C, Control-V, and here ooh, the computer's a little bit slower than my home computer. The work computer is, it seems like, struggling a bit with the line. That's okay, though. No big deal. And there we go. Nearly. Beautiful. Happy days. And there's that one. Okay. This one's harder. The y equals -5 over 4x plus 1. But you can do it now, okay? So where you might have needed to watch me do B, the blue one, I think you can do the green one on your own. So you ready? Pause and go. And you're back. So let's see if you did it. Starting at 1 for sure. Now the run is 4, so you always go to the right, never left. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4. And the rise is 5, but it's -5, so we have to go down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Along 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And down 5 because of the minus. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cool beans. If you want to put 1 in this way, it'd be along 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because you got to go opposite when you're going in the wrong way. Cool. Get your line drawn. Shaboosh. Control-C, Control-V. Grab that. Smack it over here. Bit of a slow computer, but that's okay. And here we go. Not too slow, it's not too bad. And yeah, happy days, close enough. Okay, so there is our second line. Now the only new step is you just need to say the point of intersection, which is there. And what's it going to be? Well, it's 1, 2 over, and 1 down, like a boss. Final answer to the question then is x equals 2, and y equals minus 1. Put a square around that, because that's the final answer. Cool? Okay, that's as hard as normal ones gets. Now I'm just going to show you, just a different method. These are actually easier, believe it or not. So quickly, one more time. And I might leave D out actually. But quickly, one more time, just go and make your lines for me. Okay, got it? You got a new graph ready to use? Okay, now these ones here, my buddies, differ from the ones above because the ones above had y as the subject, so they were in y equals mx plus c format. Whereas this one here isn't y equals mx plus c format. It's got all the letters on the one side and the numbers on the right. So you can do it the same old way as always if you like, but there's a shortcut to be had, and I'm just going to tell you the shortcut so that you won't be worried. We can use what's called the cover-up method. So this little black circle is to represent your finger. Here's how cover-up method works. To start with, you just take your finger and you're going to cover up the x. Now the reason why you're doing that is you're secretly saying that when x is equal to 0, oh, it's frozen. I wonder if it's going to crash. How exciting. Oh no, it's frozen. Does it look frozen to you as well? Oh, okay, it's unfrozen. I hope this doesn't ruin the video. It's unfrozen now. Ooh, it is a bit slow for the computer. You're saying x equals 0. I'm going to go with this hasn't ruined the video. It's going to say x equals 0. And then what you do, because that means that's how you get this to go away. And if x was 0, 2 times 0 is 0, which means that that's not even there. And that would just leave you with 3y equals 12. Now, if 3y is 12, what does that make y? Yeah, 4, like you said. Cobains? Okay, sweet. Now you're going to do the opposite. You're going to say y is 0, which means that it's not there, which means that your finger can go over it like that, and you'll be left with 2x equals 12, which means that x equals 6. Do you guys see how the cover-up method works? By putting your finger over it, you're saying that whatever the thing your finger is on is 0, and then you can figure out what the other thing is. Cool? Now this is really good, because now you can draw it. You've actually got coordinates there. So here's what you've got. If x is 0, y is 4, it's actually giving you the point 0, 4, and this is actually giving you the point 6, 0. Cool? Because x is 0, it goes in the 0 spot, and since y is 4, that goes in the y spot, so 4 is in the y spot. So let's do it, buddies. Put these 2 points on, 0, 4, 0 along and 4 up is here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's your 4. And this one here is 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 0 up. So you've got your 2 points, and there you have it. Insert shape line, and shaboosh. It only takes 2 points to make a line, and so you've absolutely nailed it there, and there is our line itself. Shape outline thicker. Okay, so there you go, buddies. And that's it. That's cover-up method. It's actually easier, I think, because you're really getting the hang of it. Okay, so here's what I'm going to get you guys to do. Green one, all by yourself. Go. And you're back. So let's see how you've done. Well, here you go. If x is 0, what you'd find then is this is gone, so my finger's on that. You'd be left with minus 2y is 20, which means y is minus 10. Same deal on this one. If y were 0 this time, it'd be left with 5x equals 20, so x is 4. So your 2 points are 4 and 0, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And the other one is 0 and minus 10, which is there, minus 10. So there's your 2 points. Get your line going. I'm going to cut and paste this line, Control-C, Control-V. And let's see how we get on. I hope the computer doesn't freeze again. This is a top-spec computer, by golly. You've got all the graphics power in the world. I bet you guys can't make your Nintendos and stuff and your PlayStations and your Xbox render lines in 60 frames per second either. Oh, yeah, you definitely can. Alright, so let's make it green, and there you go. Happy days. Okay, so final thing then, my buddies, on this one is, I'm not sure if I'm not quite accurate enough, because I've not got anything particularly nice as where they meet up. But that's alright. Let's see where they meet up. Let's see where they meet up. Well, it looks like I've got some decimal points to deal with, unfortunately. But I would say it's 1, 2, 3, 4.5 along, so 4.5 for the x. And then up and down, I would say it's pretty much nearly on the line, so maybe only a quarter of the way up. So maybe 1.25 on the way up. And there's a bit of estimating. We'll get rid of the estimating later on when we do these things for real. So you ready? Final answer for this then is x equals 4.5, comma, y equals 1.25. And there's a little bit of guessing, but it's not too bad. Cool. And that's it. If you want to try this one, that's cool too. It's just a bit harder with negatives, that's all. You can still use cover up on this too, but I think we'll just leave this one out, to be honest. Let's not bother with that one. And happy days. You've seen how to do it then. So just to recap, you've seen how to do it when they're in y equals mx plus c format. You've seen how to do it when you have to use rise over run with the gradient. And you've seen how to do it with the cover-up method. So hopefully you're feeling cool. The only new skill here is saying what the point of intersection is, and then listing it as an x equals and a y equals next to it. Cool? Right. So all I want you to do today is this activity here, my buddies. So I've attached this as a PDF, and it comes with all the things drawn. So if you have a printer, you're going to be in a big advantage here, because it comes with the grids drawn, and you just have to draw them, my folks, and just answer this. It's exactly what we just did. So you draw that line, you draw that line, you say the point of intersection, and you say what x is and y is, and that's all there is to it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 there, and there's a second page with 6 as well. This one here obviously is cover-up method, so you'd cover up the 2x, and you get y equals 6. So look, you don't even have to write steps here. I'm going to do this one for you just to show you really quick how easy it should be. If you make x equals 0, y is 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's your dot for y. And if you made y 0, you get 2x equals 6, so x is 3. So you don't even have to write anything, buddies. Shabang, and that's that line. Cool? So there you go. No problem at all, my buddies. You're beastly good at this. There's 12 questions there. As soon as you're all done, please take a cam scanner or an office lens, preferably. Office lens is the best one. An office lens picture of it and upload it onto Google Classroom for me so that it is one PDF, so that I can write on your work if I need to, and I can leave voice comments. And that's it from me, my buddies. So enjoy. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys again in person really soon. And that's it from me. See you later. Bye, buddies.